I want to just ask you this because you're one of the very few people on the planet. When you look at the whole population, you're one of the very few people who've been able to have this experience that so many other people dream of. But you have become famous. And for everyone out there who thinks once I finally get that thing, then it's going to change everything. Then I'm going to be happy. Then I'm going to be enough. What has becoming famous been like? What changed? What didn't? All of it.
Well, people know my name, and I definitely cry in bathrooms with strangers. So that's actually not different because I've always been an emotional person. I've always had tons of empathy for people. And I think that's the thing that people attach to in my work, that they're like, oh, she's sincere and honest. Because I don't like, what is talent? What is talent? Anyway, it's so subjective.
Yeah.
But I think it's connecting to someone, and I love people, and I love to connect with people. And it doesn't matter where they're from, who they are, what language they speak, like what their background is. Like, I think that's the whole reason, like, we're here on this plane of existence, is to like treat people kindly. Like, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that and me, I don't think has ever changed, but it's definitely like, they say more money, more problems. Like, that definitely is a thing. Especially when you come from a family and a life that, like, I didn't know how to manage money. What does that even mean? Like, I don't even understand. Like, huh? So that was very overwhelming, and it's seemingly, there's a lot of fear about that. And then also like fear of scarcity. Like, oh, well, I've had this now. So like, what's going to happen? And like, who am I without this show? But of course the beautiful opportunities, the people that I've had a chance to meet, the places I've had the opportunities to go, like I never expected that. And those things, like, really, I think can form you as a person. And those things I want to bring back to my family and to my friends and try to be generous in that way. But I think that, I before the show, I could go on an airplane and someone could like not want to sit next to me
Why?
if they were like too squished, or, they were going to be like, oh gosh, here comes a big girl that I have to sit next to. But because now I'm on a TV show, they don't care, or they're like, oh, well, you're famous. And I'm like, oh, but like I can't attach to the good or the bad, because if I do, then I've allowed them to sort of have that power over me. Because I know ultimately it's not like people necessarily don't care about me, but they care about like who they think I am, or because I was on a TV every Tuesday in their home, It's such a weird mind twist of
So
things.
you saw a profound difference from
Oh yeah.
sitting on an airplane.
Oh yeah.
What was people's reactions like before? And then when did you notice that changed?
Oh, it was always like, like they're going to be bothered that I'm sitting next to them, or they wouldn't, look at me twice, or they would not engage. And then when I became, let's put it in air quotes, famous, then they like wanted to have a conversation, or they were more apt to want to sit next to me. And I don't know what that is. It's still something that like my friends and I talk about, because like, what does it really even mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's very bizarre, because on one hand, I'm so grateful for the job that I have, but I'm also like,
So like they dropped their judgment or they dropped their discrimination because now you're famous.
but I don't think they did. I think that they're just like, because the judgment is now like, oh, I'm famous,
Yep. Yep.
and like,
Yep.
maybe what could I provide to them, or like what insight could I share with them, or I don't know, like, do they feel cooler because they're sitting next to someone who's famous? I don't know. I don't understand it, but it is very interesting to me. And so that kind of behavior it makes you not want to trust people, and you're like, but why, even in relationships, it's like, why does a man want to be with me? Like, is it something that like, are they going to get something from me? Like, even friendships, the friends that I have are from when I was broke. Broke. It's hard to now cultivate relationships because I'm like, what are people's intentions? So it's so weird. Like, those things have certainly changed, and I don't really know how to navigate them. I'm learning. Also, people always say you're only as good as your last job. And I'm like, ugh, I was Chrissy before I was Kate. And I'm going to be Chrissy long after, maybe people don't even watch TV anymore. Who knows if that's going to be a thing. But like I still want to work and I still want to, portray particular roles and stories, but I can't attach to my self-worth to the jobs that I get. And that's hard. And I never had to deal with that before.
The number of letters and emails I get and DMs from people saying like, I just got laid off from my job or my company just went under or I just went by, and they had attached their identity and their worth to a title or a thing.
Yeah.
And in this case, you being such a important character on such a huge beloved show, right, for 6 years, and then that ending, do you feel like, or have you experienced feeling like you let your identity be attached to that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think
Like in
I'd
your
be
real
human
life.
if I didn't. Yeah, especially 6 years. That's a long time. Also because it changed so much of my life. And like I say, people treat you differently,
Yes.
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 So yeah, it definitely plays with my mind because I'm like, oh, okay, so if I don't get another job or if I don't have something that's prolific or profound,
Yes.
what are people going to think about me?
Yes.
Are they going to still like me? Are they going to care enough to like follow me? And if I don't have enough followers, there's not enough cachet. Are people not going to hire me? So it's like this weird cyclical wild ride that I'm like, oh, how do I balance playing that where I feel like Instagram is something authentic? Let's just say social media. Social media is authentic, but it's also, I have to preserve my own mental health.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild. I have to really step away from it. And I don't read comments because I'll read 100 really sweet, wonderful comments. And then one person's like, well, you know what you need to do. And I'm like, why?
How do you not attach your worth to fame?
Oh boy. Well, I didn't always have it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I grew up humble beginnings. I know what it's like to walk down the street and not have anyone look at me or have them look at me because they're like disgusted because I'm a plus size girl, whatever their judgment is. And then now it's like, oh, you're famous. So I've sort of like I've gone through like a whole process. And so I'm like, oh yeah, maybe my ego would be very bruised because I'm a human and we do everything we do because we want to be loved.
Yes.
Everything we do because we just love me, like just validate me and love me. But then it comes back to self-love. So could I be okay with people not recognizing me, not liking me, that has to be cultivated within. So it has to always come back to that. So I guess that's ultimately what I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's
It's such a journey, right?
Oh,
And I feel like the sooner we do it, the better. Because a lot of people don't really recognize that their identity is attached to their kids, and then all of a sudden the kids leave, and they're just,
who am I?
who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I? Or their job, and before you know it, decades of life have gone by, not realizing that sort of like ultimate journey to worthiness, which is so. Our jobs are. All the stuff on the outsides are relevant to it, but we're raised thinking that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you talking about sort of like weight and worth. I know Oprah has shared publicly that people treat her so different if she is over 200 pounds versus under 200 pounds. And she and I had a really powerful discussion about what is brand new to so many people, because I feel like while we still have a long way to go, we're finally making strides in different areas of discrimination. At least a lot of us are trying.
Yes.
And yet when it comes to weight, I still feel like it's this one area where a lot of people just think it's okay to just judge or discriminate or any of that. And she and I were talking about just all the medical advancements in science that's now literally completely obliterating the lie that for so many of us, our weight is our choice, or our weight is tied to willpower, or any of those things. And now, there's, and some of it's been around 10 years, but they're showing in a lot of cases that, for people that deal with obesity, most of the time, it's not their choice.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and they're linking it to different conditions in our brain and different things, just like any other traits that we have. And so what experience are you living in now? What are your thoughts around that?
It's so interesting. I have lots of thoughts and lots of information I think I'm collecting, because I don't completely understand. Like, if somebody wants to take a particular prescription, they absolutely should. And if it works for them and they feel good about it and they've consulted with their doctors, like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. Whether it's a surgery, it's an actual medicine, like, we don't know everybody's ins and outs, and like, we don't know their medical history, and like, it's so much of a judgment.
Nor is it our business.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I said earlier, it's like with models who are sickly thin, who don't eat and smoke cigarettes, they're glorified. But when you're overweight, it's like this, it's the most disgusting thing you could, and the societal conditions that have been placed upon us, like, it's just so wild. So, I think no matter what kind of body you're in, if you're healthy, great. Because that's all we really want, is to be healthy, and the longevity and quality of life. So if medications or whatever it is that you want to do makes you feel good and it's helping you, great. I know there's always like an adverse, you don't know what the long-term effects are sometimes with things, and like, that's scary. But like, if the short-term desire to change or need to change is more important, then that's what you choose, and we're not here to judge anybody. Like, I don't want to judge anybody for whatever they want to do. Like, who am I? Who am I? But I always like to see both sides of every coin. That's just sort of who I am. And it could be great for me. It could be not great for you, or it could be great for someone else and not great for me, whatever. But I do think that we are a society of quick fixes. I think that our pain management as a whole is terrible. I think that we don't know how to manage pain, emotional, physical. And I've spoken to several like orthopedists who are like, in other countries, like, people aren't overprescribed pain medication. Like, you learn to actually like deal with pain, as opposed to just trying to pop a pill and think that like, okay, great. And so I think we don't want to sit in discomfort. And that's one thing I'm very comfortable with, being uncomfortable, because I've basically been uncomfortable my entire life for whatever reason. And so I don't want a quick fix about anything, because we know that the Band-Aid, like my food issues, the food is not the issue, it's the symptom. There's things that make me have behaviors around food. And perhaps there's a chemical thing, and perhaps like putting that with a particular medication is, like, it's so nuanced. But I do think that anything, like, we don't want to feel something, we scroll through Instagram.
Yep.
We don't want to have that conversation with our significant other. Let me go eat something, whatever. We don't want to feel it because it's too uncomfortable. So my thing is always like, okay, what's the behavior around this situation? Why am I doing this? Let me be aware. And I think all those factors have to go into the bigger picture for people. But
for me, I saw this episode called State of Weight that Oprah did, and she had a whole panel of doctors.
Yeah.
And after I saw this, I went and got tested for obesity genes. And because I wondered why my whole life, like, I can diet, exercise, do all the things. And I always told myself, oh, I just don't have enough willpower. It's got to be my willpower.
Yeah.
And I felt so much shame, like, around my weight fluctuating my entire life. For me, it started at 14. And when I did this test, I have 2 of the obesity genes. And what I learned is that my body has this set point that no matter what, it's going to go back to. And it's literally not tied to willpower. So I find what is happening fascinating because for probably 40, however long, it started when I was maybe 10, so maybe 35 years, I would shame myself and think
course.
it's a willpower thing and think it's my fault and
Same.
think all these
Yeah.
things. And it was the most freeing thing. I feel like in the next year, I'm going to call it right now. I feel like in the next year, there is so much going on with people starting to be aware of like their body chemistry.
Yeah.
One thing that Oprah brought up is she's like, she was saying she remembers doing her show
Yeah.
when she said alcoholism is a disease. And people were like, no, it's not. Just don't pick up the drink.
Right.
But that's kind of where people were. And we were talking about the parallel between that and weight now, where people think, oh, just don't eat or just don't whatever it is. You know what I mean? That these judgments people have, which I think in just a couple years are going to be so obviously antiquated and just unevolved.
Yeah.
Because so much is happening with that. And, but you know, for me, like most of my life, I could make so much progress in areas around self-worth, around all of these things. And still I would have challenges feeling enough in my body.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it is just this past year where no matter what size I am, I fully like it doesn't consume my energy anymore worrying
Thank
about it.
goodness.
Yeah, at all. And I
So
don't
freeing.
feel it's freeing,
Yeah.
right? Because it's such a lie.
Yeah,
Like
it
it's a
is.
lie that our weight determines our worth. It's all of it's a lie.
Yeah.
And I wrote a whole chapter on this in Worthy. I wrote a chapter called Don't Wait on Your Weight, because for most of my life, it was like I was waiting on my weight to go to the party, to all
course.
these things.
Yeah.
I let it hold me back. Where are you at in your life right now on just feeling so comfortable in your body?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I'm trying not to equate my worth with my body.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh, this is the vehicle.
Yes.
And like, you got to put gas in the car. You got to go get, maintenance. You got to figure it out. Like, how do I make the vehicle run most efficiently?
Yeah.
And I feel like feeling like you're worthy enough to even take care of yourself. Some people, for many years, I didn't do that. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Like I have so much shame and guilt about it. I'm not going to do it. And there's so much like, medical shame with people who are in a different size body. But if I don't attach my worth to my body and it's just the vehicle, it's just like, how do I make it work most efficiently? Then it's not emotional. And it's like, okay, maybe I do need to take more magnesium or vitamin D or get on a particular weight loss medication or whatever, whatever it means for someone.
Yeah.
There are days that I'm like, oh yeah, great. Feeling good. And then I'll see something, it's typically psychological. I'll see something, I'll start to compare and despair with someone else. Someone's lost weight. And I'm like, no, Chrissy, like you're not upset they've lost weight, or you're not upset that you look different than you want what they have, but you have to work at it just like they worked at it. So I have to sort of go into that.
Do you want that?
I mean, I want to be able to go and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And physically sometimes, like there's a weight limit on a zip line, or there's a weight limit on a something, or like a helicopter. Not that I want to go on a helicopter because those things scare me. Yeah. But whatever, fill in the blank, whatever it is. I just don't want to not be able to experience life to the fullest because of a body that I'm in. Mm-hmm. So that, those kinds of things are like always in the back of my head, but also just health generally, like longevity and quality of life. So there are days that I'm like, I feel so great and good and I don't have to change. And there's sometimes I'm like, you know what? I wish that I could wear that. I wish that they made clothes that look like that for like plus size women. And that's a whole other story from another time. But, it's really, I go in waves with it. And I don't know if that's societal pressures or if it's personal pressures or it's just what I think I'm supposed to look like or what I want to be loved. So I want people to find me attractive. I think it's so layered and nuanced. So I try to like go back to like, okay, is it because I said I was going to do something, didn't follow through on it, and now I'm feeling like I have to attack myself? And you know what I mean? Like it's so cunning. It can be, You can't have a vision without a provision. So like if it's placed on your heart, you have to pursue it.
You got down to 81 cents in your bank account,
story.
literally,
Yeah.
and then it happened.
What? Yeah, it's wild.